Hi everyone, today I'm going to tell you a short story from Mahabharata. And this story was told by Rishi Vyasa to uh, King Yudhisthira when they were in the Kamyakaranya. King Yudhisthira was blaming himself for all the misery that had happened to the Pandavas and wife Krishna. That is why he was his heart was filled with sorrow and he was blaming himself again and again. That time, Vyasadeva came to him and he consoled him and also narrated this beautiful story of Rishi Mudgala. Rishi Mudgala was a pious and a religious man. He lived in Kurukshetra with his family members, like wife and a son, and he led a life like a peasant. He collected the grains from the field after the harvesting was completed. Now, most of the time they collected the grains for a fortnight, and he used to perform the Vedic injunctions and sacrifice. And also he used to entertain his gods and means gods and guests by giving beautiful means delicious food prepared out of that grains. And after entertaining, after giving them, he used to take his meal, take his food. Now, even looking at his compassion, his attitude, even the noble Brahmins and other sages, they also come to him to partake the sanctified food. Lord Indra also came to attend his yajna and to take his share. This was the result of his penances. Now once Durvasa Rishi, he heard about this Rishi Mudgala. He wished to, as you know, Durvasa was famous for his short temper. Anytime, anywhere, if he was angry, he cursed the person. If the duty was not discharged properly. So he was famous for his temper. So he wanted to test the mind of this Rishi Mudgala. He came to him in a peculiar way, like he was looking like a maniac. He had no dress and no hair on the head, and like that form he came to him. When Rishi Mudgala saw Durvasa Rishi, he welcomed him very nicely, very politely, and washed his feet and offered him food, whatever food he prepared. Then immediately Rishi Durvasa ate all the food without leaving a single thing for them. And whatever food remained, Durvasa Rishi smeared the remaining food on his body and went away. Then once again, Mudgala went to the field and collected the grains. And once again he prepared. But Durvasa Rishi came again and ate all the food. Like this he went on going repeatedly. He wanted to test the mind of Mudgala, how much he was controlling his own anger. But to his surprise, he saw that neither anger affected nor hunger affected this Rishi Mudgala. He was afflicted with hunger, but he didn't use any misbehavior, any wrong word to Rishi Durvasa, and very nicely keeping calm, and he maintained the situation. He was looking very calm. Thus, Durvasa Rishi felt as if he is defeated by Rishi Mudgala. So he said, "Ki, O Mudgala, now I think I am defeated by you. And there is not a single person who could control his senses, means so much self restraint. Neither the anger nor the hunger could affect you. So, you must go to heaven with your body intact. Then Rishi Mudgala uh, said nothing. In the moment Durvasa Rishi spoke this, the celestial messenger with the chariot, beautiful chariot, and yoked with swan and other bird, appeared before him. Then the messenger said, "O Rishi Mudgala, please ascend this, the chariot, and let us go to heaven." Then Mudgala Rishi asked, "O messenger, tell me, describe something about heaven. Then only I will decide whether I will go with you or not." Then the messenger said, "O Lord, only the meritorious or the virtuous people, they can go to heaven. And there is no grief, no pain, nor any old age. So, O Lord, there is only pleasure and pleasure. People look beautiful and joyous, and they also spend their time with the celestial gods and the apsaras. So there is only pleasure. And above this realm of Indra, there is a higher realm which is known as Brahmalok. There only the sages, the most virtuous sages and the gods, they can go to Brahmalok. And yes, they also enjoy the blissful life for a long duration. But there is one disadvantage. That is, they can stay in the heaven till their karma permits. The moment the merits exhausted, they are bound to come back to earth and again take their birth and go through the pain and pleasure of life. And if anybody had done anything bad, sinful act, then he has to take a lower birth. Like this is the rule of this heaven. Then Rishi Mudgala asked, "O messenger, tell me, is there any realm which is from where there is no return? Is there any?" Then the messenger said, "Yes, my lord. There is only one realm that is above Brahmolok, that is known as Vishnulok. And that is the place of the Supreme Being. And the person who has controlled his senses, who has no attachment with the material world, and who has no desire of anything, and above all type of bad attributes, that person can only go to Vishnu Lok, to the Supreme Being." Then immediately Mudgala said, "O messenger, go back. I do not want to to go to heaven because that doesn't attract me. I will do my penances and I want Vishnu Lok." Thus the messenger and Durvasa, both of them went away. And Mudgala constantly engaged with the Vedic, the yogic contemplation of the Supreme Being, and his mind was completely engaged with the thought of the God, and he only, not only that, he also controlled all his senses. And thus, at last, keeping his mind fully engaged with the thought of the Supreme Being, he gave up his body. This is the way Rishi Mudgala got the Vishnu Lok. Anyways, this one is a short story, and this story Vyasadeva told Yudhisthira to think about, without lamenting, he asked him to, instead of lamenting, he asked him to do the penances so that within a few days they could get back their own kingdom. Anyways, once again, when I will get another new story, I will share it with you. Thank you so much.